Hello, hello. I hope you all are well. Today we are going to have a full day in the garden, taking care of our plants. The last time I had a dedicated garden day was when we planted everything in February, and we have a lot of updates, a lot of progress, a lot of color and life and vibrancy out there. So really excited to share it all with you. However, we were out of town for about 10 days in total, so we do have some plants that are struggling, so we need to do some pruning, some watering. I did have some of my angel neighbors come over and water the garden for us while we were away, so it did get a watering 7 out of those 10 days, but there was no rain the whole time we were gone. So and it's been hot. It's been in the 90s here in Florida and in my garden zone. So the fact that there was no rain and it was so sunny and hot definitely did not set up all the plants for success while we were away. Now that we're home, I'm watering twice a day since we've had such a lack of rain and it's been so toasty. So they are on the up and up, but we'll do some updates, we'll do some pruning, replanting, we'll take care of our indoor plants and make sure that they are nice and watered and fertilized. So it's really gonna be just a plant-focused day, which is always one of my favorite days. It's just so life-giving to spend time with nature and just witness the growth is awe-inspiring always. So really excited. I'm gonna start out by just giving you a tour of our outside garden space so you can get caught up with what's going on. And then I also one big thing, we have a full bed that I'm gonna redo, and I want to go ahead and try to do that in the morning so that we'll try to do all of our pruning and planting in the morning before the afternoon heat comes, and then we have some other little projects. So that's a bit of our garden game plan of the day. So thankful to be partnering with Planta for this portion of today's video. Planta is the award-winning Swedish plant care app that I absolutely love. Clearly I have such a collection of plants that I adore, and we have a variety of indoor plants, outdoor plants, and each plant does require specific light, water, fertilizing, repotting needs, and it definitely can be a bit overwhelming. Even though it's so life-giving and enjoyable, there is a lot to keep track of and manage, and of course you want to honor these beautiful plants by doing a good job taking care of them. So I'm so thankful for my Planta app. One of my most favorite and impactful features of the Planta app is the intelligent care schedule, because I'm reminded when it's time to water, mist, fertilize, clean, and repot each of my plants. And again, life can be distracting, so many different things to manage and remember, especially with our new addition on the way. I know we're gonna have another mouth to feed, and I have a lot of plants to feed, so I really am just thankful that Planta helps me stay on track. And another incredible feature is Dr. Planta. So if you do have a plant that seems to be struggling a little bit, you can utilize this Dr. Planta feature to help pinpoint what could be missing or what could be wrong with the plant or the environment. So that's incredibly helpful. And as I've logged and found a home for all of my personal plants throughout the year, I really appreciate Planta's light meter feature, because this helps me see, okay, how much light are these plants actually being able to absorb when they are in our home? Is this a good place for the plant? One of my favorite gardening quotes is right plant, right place, because that really does set you up for success, is having your plant in the right spot where they can thrive, and Planta really just helps you get that knowledge if this is an acceptable spot or if it could potentially thrive in a different area of your home or outdoor space. They also have the plant identification feature, so if you maybe got a gifted plant or you propagated something and you're not sure what it is, they can help you identify what this plant is along with its needs. So it's very helpful. And if you're also inspired to add more plants to your home but you're not sure what kind of plant, Planta can also help you with that. So again, I could go on and on. It's such an incredible tool and resource. So I will leave all of the details if you'd like to download Planta and subscribe to Planta Premium so your plants will be happy and thriving as well. So let's take care of our indoor plants. They're looking pretty good overall. Thankfully, I have a lot of more relatively easy plants inside, so that also just helps me manage everything. And again, you want to be realistic, but also I'm just always so thankful for the life and vibrance that plants add to our home. Okay, here's what the garden is looking like. May 2024. So thankful we have so many beautiful blooms, and overall it's thriving. Look at that beautiful monarch coming to say hello, just stealing the show. Absolutely love to see them fluttering around the garden. So of course, truly my favorites, the zinnias, are just shining away. I'm so thankful. They're so happy, and I love the color variety we decided on this year. We have a lot of these buttery yellow zinnias that are just absolutely gorgeous. It's just one of my favorite colors, so I'm loving what these are looking like. And then we have some fluffy pink cupcake zinnias, and these are also a really unique variety that I love, that I'll probably do again because I just think they're so quirky and fun. And then we have our sneaky sunflowers, which creeped in from the autumn season, but I'm so happy they did because they are just absolutely phenomenal. I'll have to put a side by side of me standing next to the sunflowers so you're able to see the scale. For reference, I'm 5'4", so this sunflower probably is about 11-12 feet tall. It is phenomenal. And then I said the zinnias are probably my favorite, which they're just tried and true, so I think I'm gonna stick to that. But these fluffy golden sunburst sunflowers are just incredible. They're so fluffy, so cute. They truly are just like balls of sunshine, and I'm so happy with them. I planted a few of them, I believe, or a couple of them, and only this one came into fruition, so we'll have to investigate. I might have done it a little too early for sunflowers because I planted them early February, so we'll still experiment, but very thankful that these came to life because they just are so phenomenal. And again, happy is the best way. They're just so joyful whenever you look at them. And then over here we have a sad section over there, so disregard. We're gonna have to figure out what to do in this little pile. We actually do have some flowers popping up, but these are just they're not gonna love the warm weather, so unfortunately they're probably doomed. But our elderberry, on the other hand, is really native to our area, so it is absolutely thriving in this heat and sunshine. We planted this elderberry about a year ago. It's coming up on a year, and it has taken life. It was so small before. It actually was a transplant from one of our friends at the farmer's market who grows elderberry and makes elderberry jam. They gave us some of their elderberry plant, which was so generous and thoughtful. And so we planted it, and it has truly taken off. This is also incredibly tall, and we have lots of berries coming in, which is exciting, and hopefully we'll be able to make some elderberry jam and jelly and syrup right before the autumn season. So we are very excited about that. And then our latania over here is absolutely thriving. It's taking over our lemon tree. We actually probably should cut it back soon, but we love this. The butterflies love it too. Where's that beautiful butterfly going? They're always pretty much, there's a butterfly spotted on the latania. So lovely. And our lemon tree is doing pretty good. It could be doing better, I believe. We need to cut these flowers back so it gives it more space, but we do have a few lemons growing. I see this is a Meyer lemon tree, so there's one popping up. I spotted another one yesterday. I can't spot it right now. There's so much going on. Oh, there it is. See it? So hopefully those will be healthy. I need to remember to fertilize the citrus tree. That's very important. And then in this section, we actually experimented by planting quite a few different seeds and putting soil back here, but it did not take off. These little things that are growing here, I don't know what they are. They're mystery, probably weeds. Can you identify this, Palmer? It would be fun to take some time to identify these at some point, but I'm not totally dispersuaded that this section won't be able to grow anything. I think I just need to find the right plant for this more shady area. And our jasmine is currently in bloom, smelling absolutely heavenly. I clip off a few pieces every day or so and put it in our powder bathroom, and it makes it smell just so delightful. So we have been thoroughly enjoying the jasmine, and I don't know why I keep wanting to pick favorites, but this is also such a favorite of our garden, is this jasmine trellis that we planted probably like 4 or 5 months after we moved into our home. And I'll insert some before pictures because it really is just so awe-inspiring how much it's grown and made itself at home. Also our bougainvillea, I can say the same thing about our bougainvillea. Brandon actually just helped train it a little bit the other day, but we have lots of bracts, lots of color right now, which is lovely to see. And this is just, again, such a highlight. It actually, I think, has been showing up a lot more bracts because it has been so dry here and hasn't rained that much, because it actually, from what the research that I've done, it actually tends to have a bit more color if it's thirsty. So that's an interesting little fact about these beautiful, beautiful bougainvillea plants. And making our way into the garden bed section, this is our place where we need to have some recovery, where we really need, this is a plant hospital basically. So this bed is intentionally sad because I pulled out the lettuce at the end of the season and just sort of started pulling everything out, but it's a bigger project. So we're gonna finish that up today, add some more soil, and then plant a sweet potato. We did sweet potato in autumn and it was amazing, so satisfying and so simple. I really am just so excited that sweet potatoes are a tropical plant, and apparently I was researching, they actually do better in the summer heat because they just love the heat. So I'm really hoping, you know, with container gardening, sometimes, again, every single plant in every single place will have its own factors, so nothing is ever guaranteed with nature, but really crossing our fingers that the sweet potatoes will do great this summer. And then our tomatoes are looking so sad. We actually still have a lot. I need to harvest some, get the red ones safely in the kitchen, but it was doing really well about a month ago, but I think it got really thirsty while we were away on our trip, and somehow a snapdragon snuck in near it. We also have some snapdragons here, which hopefully they'll last us a little longer, but this just gets a lot of sun and a lot of heat, so I'm not sure how much longer we'll have left. But the Everglades tomatoes, I'm confident they'll make a good comeback, but again, and they have so many volunteers actually and new growth at the bottom. So hopefully this trellis, one day we'll be able to look back and see this trellis full of tomatoes. And then one thing that's really thriving that I'm excited about is our habanero plant. We planted this habanero seed only in February. We planted the seed and it's already this mature of a plant, which is just so exciting. And we have some habaneros coming in, which I'm just jazzed about. I think this is loving the heat and dryness. And we have another littler one right here. Planted these at the exact same time, but this one really is taking off. It's just incredible that that's how it works sometimes. And then we need to do some weeding over here. And I also planted a jalapeno seed in February, but it didn't take off. These are just weeds. So we're gonna pull out the weeds and try again because I have some more jalapeno seeds because I would love to grow some jalapenos, but it's so ironic. I planted these pepper plants because I really want to make homemade hot sauce, because typically I adore hot sauce, put it on everything I can, but in pregnancy I haven't wanted any hot sauce, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll like it again someday and I can make it for friends. I have a lot of friends who love some hot sauce. And then this is our chamomile. Whenever I put my hands like this and smell my hands, it smells absolutely incredible. We planted these from seeds in February as well, and this is my first experience with chamomile, so I don't know what it's supposed to look like. Is it gonna flower? I don't know. It just keeps spreading out and becoming more dense and lush. So could definitely use some more research. Let me know if you have experience with chamomile. I believe it's Roman chamomile. So I'm just excited to get some growth, and it smells, again, really lovely. And then our flower bed is so sad right now. Usually this is my most like resilient bed. I've had it since we first started our garden like 3 years ago. And it's just, it got so thirsty. So we're gonna really cut everything back. I do think most of the plants will be able to, or our daisies and our, I think this is Latania too. I think they will be able to make a comeback, but I did have some seedlings, some wildflower seedlings over here that are just, you can see they just got totally dried out when we were away. So we'll probably plant some more wildflowers here and just take the loss, but I'm hopeful mostly it'll make a comeback. I almost completely forgot to show you our milkweed forest back here. We planted a ton of milkweed from seed, and it's really starting to get robust and strong, and we have lots of little bites, so I'm sure there's some caterpillars hiding somewhere around here. I'm also gonna trim off any zinnias that have seen better days, like these down here. And what's great about zinnias is that they're cut and come again. So once you cut off a stem, you'll have a new one in a bit. For our sweet potato, it actually is quite remarkable because it is so insanely easy to plant. So first I'm going to clean up this bed a little bit because we still have some dead roots from our kale and lettuce. So I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to add in some mushroom compost as well as some Happy Frog soil. I don't have that much left, but I'll just use the rest of the bag. And then truly all I do is bury this sweet potato into the soil, and then nature does the rest. I'll water it and whatnot, but it really is incredible. This sweet potato has actually been sitting in our pantry for a couple weeks, so it already has a little slip coming out, and there's different ways you can do this. You can like let the slips grow and then plant the slips, but the last time I did it, I just plopped it in and it was so simple and effortless, so I'm gonna do that again. The important part is that it needs to be an organic sweet potato or else it won't grow. This is the liquid fertilizer I like to use on occasion. They also have a grow version, which is great, but this one's the bloom version, just for some extra nutrients. It's really easy. You just put a few droplets in your watering can, and then there you have it. I also still like to do my banana fertilizer every so often, which, if you're unfamiliar, essentially you take some banana peels, because it has great potassium that the plants love, and you put the banana peels in a jar of water and let it sit for a couple days, and then you drain it, dilute it in your watering can with additional water, and then you have an all-natural fertilizer. I absolutely love the look of trailing vine plants. I think it's so whimsical and just adds so much greenery. It's almost like living wallpaper. That's what I like to call it. And I use these little plant clips to train the trellises. So I need to add another one to the side there, because that one is definitely growing nicely. The beginning of the spring season, I made this little spring seed exchange box for our neighbors so we can exchange seeds, and it's empty, so time to refill it. I think I'm gonna do zinnias this time. Last time I did native milkweed, but I have quite a bit of zinnia seeds, so we'll fill up these little pouches and add them outside, and hopefully our neighbors can enjoy. Which, speaking of zinnia seeds, something I need to research before it slips away is I want to make sure to harvest some of my favorite zinnia seeds from the flowers we have in bloom this season, because that would just be so great to be able to reuse or utilize the seeds once the flowers start to drop. That's a wrap on our gardening day. I'm so thankful we were able to tend to the garden, take care of it. The indoor plants are thriving. Everything is on the up and up. So thankful for that. Hoping we get some rain soon. I just know the value of a fresh rainstorm and a thunderstorm. It really just makes the garden looks different after a rainstorm in a good way. It looks just a lot more vibrant and lush. So hopefully we'll get some rain soon, but in the meantime, we're gonna bloom where we're planted. We must. So thank you so much again for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm excited to see you next. Bye.